Florida Explorer here. I'm a little late getting this camera out, but I just came up on this cul-de-sac area. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Look at that, look at that. Here she comes. She just went under. Anyway, oh, there she popped back up. Oh, how cool, how cool. Very, very cool. This is one of the neatest things I've ever seen. You can see, if I can get a good shot of it, there's babies down there. And when I say babies, they're about 6 inches long, if that. Is that one? I can't hardly see in the viewfinder. But they're all over the place down there. I mean, there must have been 10 or 15 of them just jumped in. You can hear them. Making their little noises. And that's one right there. And there's the other one right there. But they're all up in that area right up in there. They just went up under. So they're calling for this female. And she came, in spite of my standing here, clearly knowing that I'm here. She came up to stand guard over them. And not only that, she came up from over here. Just made her appearance from over here. And then came even forward, more further on, more forward. That is so unique. Usually they'll turn around and run, but not this one. She's standing guard. And these little babies were, when I first came up here, and I was just kind of dumbfounded by the whole thing, watching it. Wasn't reaching for the camera. So it was just such a cool scene to watch all these little teeny ones scatter. And there's only like 2 or 3 left down there, but there was probably 8 or 10 splashes, if not more. Now they're moving off up into the brush. There's a bank over there, so maybe they're. Yeah, I see a few of them in the water still. But that's just incredible. And she is not moving. I was wondering where she was going to come from. I'm standing here not getting the camera out. Crazy scene. Unbelievable. It is so wet up here now. I think every time I come, the last few times I've came, I've had to say that it's wetter than I've ever seen it, and this is certainly the case. I know what changed in the last couple of years coming up here, but I've come up here many, many times, especially on this trip. Oh, look, he's getting back up. He's crawling back up on the bank over there, the little teeny one. But you could walk across this whole thing. When I first started coming up here years and years ago, my first few trips, you could walk across the whole thing and not get wet. But now a lot of it's underwater. Look, they're starting to come back out. There's 5 of them right there. I can see 5 of them. Wish I could get a better view on them. I don't know. Maybe this will come out better on big screen than it does on this little teeny screen. They are all up in there. Little boogers. Yeah, 5 inches is generous. Those things are tiny. Teeny, tiny little monkeys. It completely disproves any theory that alligators just hatch and run off. They clearly have a maternal instinct. As I'm standing here talking, the little ones are starting to come back up into the original log. It's a stick where they initially jumped off from. And I can spot, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of them in there that I can see right straight in front of me. Oh, that is just so amazingly cool. And I've just barely started to get into Cones Dyke Trail. Well, I'm on the trail, but I've barely started to get into the Cones Dyke area. And I've seen already Seen several gators and had two. This is my second really good encounter. There's another one coming back out from underneath. Don't leave me. Don't leave me, guys. Stay with me. I'm here. Getting my place on a little stick, please. Oh, they're crawling up in there. That is so neat. She hasn't moved since establishing her place right there. She was back over in there. Came up right there and then went under and came up over here. Hasn't moved since. So this is in the indicator. I've got a lot of really cool things around this bend up here waiting for me. So that's the beginning of Combs Dyke. That's where the water, this water, goes underneath there and gets much deeper up in there. I've seen many times when this has been completely dry, but there's still been some pools of water left, and there's some monsters back in there, man. There are some monsters back in there. I got so close to one once, it about scared me half to death. I didn't realize I was that close to it. Next thing I know, he's rising up from a seated position and jumping in. Oh, she just went under. She just went under. I can see her moving backwards underwater. Now there she's resurfacing right there. Just maintaining vigilance. Incredible. Swim around, little fella, swim around. Obviously, from the time they're hatched until they get a little bit bigger, they are very vulnerable to everything. I mean, birds and all kinds of stuff can eat them. So I got Looky Loos coming, so I'm gonna go. We're out.